Pulse 95. Between local lines, notes from the Emirate.
Notes from the Emirates, indeed. A very warm welcome back onto the Morning Majlis. We're going to be talking to you about the impact of the new work week for schools in the Emirate of Sharjah. Now, schools across the Emirate have now complied under the Sharjah Private Education Authority's guidelines to ensure that it is a 4-day work week. That means a 3-day weekend. Good news and amazing news for students, but maybe tricky news for schools to get through the curriculum and coming up with new strategies. And I'm sure there's a number of meetings that have been taking place within the premises. So to understand a little bit more about how schools are reacting to this news of the 4-day work week, we're joined by Albertha Huyser, who is the principal at the GEMS Millennium School in Sharjah. Very good morning to you, Albertha.
Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting us.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on air with us. Now, let's start talking off. Let's start off talking about the world of reaction and what has your school done to comply with the guidelines, and your thoughts as well on the new work week.
GEMS Cambridge, we're actually very excited about the news. We really welcome this. I think our parents and our students are very excited, and I actually think my teachers are too. It was amazing, all the positive messages that I received when the news broke, and it is now official by Sharjah Private Education Authority as well. Yes, of course, it brings us challenges, but just as we have proved during the pandemic and lockdown, and we literally moved from teaching in front of the class to teaching online, we immediately switched, and my teachers did an amazing job. I know they will also do an amazing job now with a 4-day week.
Let's talk about student outcomes as well, because when you have 4 days instead of 5, students will still have to do the same amount of work in terms of curriculum and such. And can you tell us some more about what the schools are intending on doing to ensure that the students remain productive, that their performance remains high enough?
Yes, of course. We believe, and research shows, that it's not the amount of days that you are in school, but it's what you do when you are in school. So actually, research has also shown that a 4-day week is actually more productive. And if people know what is expected of them, and if they understand what to do, it is not impossible. We believe that this 4-day week is going to make us all rethink our curriculum and our timetables. My team and I are working flat out every day, looking at the timetable, how we would use it more creatively. We will extend the day, like in most businesses and all schools today will be now longer, but we are more creative with the timetable. What is good is we've been through the first term, and it's always good to reflect how to improve work hours, how to make sure that your students are always productive. So it's a good time of reflection for us now in the holidays. We are rewriting the timetables, looking at how we can offer the curriculum, because of course in the UK curriculum you have to have a certain amount of guided learning hours. So we can't just cut the day off and say, now we're going to do all the work in 4 days. We have to plan our day and plan our curriculum that we cover the whole of the curriculum. So yes, it takes time and it takes planning, but we also know that this is exciting and that we can rethink what we have done, what was good, what can be even better. And now we use that expertise that we have to make sure that we cover all the work that we should cover in 4 days.
And how are we going to be implementing that? Is there going to be changes in lessons? Is it going to be longer lessons? Is it going to be shorter breaks now? So what's being implemented in GEMS Millennium?
At GEMS Cambridge, we are going to have longer days. I am going to extend the days slightly, not too much, because again, I am thinking of the well-being of my students. Most of my students are on buses, so I'm thinking about the bus journey. I'm thinking about the morning drop-off. We know that Sharjah is famous. I would not say infamous. We are famous for our traffic in the mornings. So I'm thinking of my parents. I'm thinking of the buses. So my school will only start slightly earlier. I know many other schools are maybe thinking of even a 7 o'clock start. We won't start that early, but we will extend the day. So we will have longer working hours. But we will again have shorter breaks because we're also very conscious of our students when they are in school, that they have that time to take a quick break, to have a snack, to have something healthy to eat, and then after they can go again to their lessons. But I think if people see the positive side of this, we're going to work hard for 4 days, but then we have 3 days off. That will actually be really nice for them. So I think if everybody is positive and everybody sees this as a blessing that it is, I think we can make this a success.
Yeah, exactly. It's a collaboration between everyone involved, essentially, the teachers, the parents, the students as well. I got a quick question for you. I'm really interested in your thoughts on this, especially kids with learning difficulties and challenges. Are there going to be special considerations for them to be able to catch up to a 4-day week? Is that going to be more challenging for them as well?
No, I don't believe so. We've got really good special educational support in our school anyway.
Yeah.
And our staff are well trained. Our staff is ready to help our students. And as I said, we've just shown our resilience and our flexibility during the pandemic when we went online. Everybody was so worried, how on earth will we be able to teach online? How will the children still make progress? And by God's grace, we did. So I really think this is not a hindrance. I think this is an exciting time for our students and our staff. Again, my staff are going to try new things, be flexible, be ready to learn. And I think that is what education is all about, to learn and to try new things and to be innovative.
Certainly is. Now, Principal Albie, now I know lots of teachers at GEMS Cambridge in Sharjah would be thinking, so I've always had a busy schedule with the lesson planning, with the homework, looking at the student planners and diaries. Now I've been told to do a longer class and stay in school for longer. How have they responded? Have they, because, some teachers do highlight saying, we're overworked and whatever. So how's the teachers' welfare been looked after at your school in particular? And is there any way that you've worked with the teachers to get used to the new timings?
Yes, there's always pros and cons of whatever we do, but my staff are wonderful. They work very hard, you're absolutely right. And yes, we will work harder now for the 4 days, but just the prospect of having a 3-day weekend, have a proper Friday off, when most of our colleagues in the other Emirates will still be working on a Friday morning, makes them so excited. As I said, we've got loads of messages and lots of banter that we were so excited about when we realized, when it was official, that we now definitely have the 3 full days of weekend. So I think my staff have this wonderful positive outlook, and they know that yes, we will work hard for 4 days, but then the 3 days we will have a proper break. And I think that is what is the beauty of the 3-day weekend, that staff can really switch off, you can really rest, and then be ready for the Monday morning again. So yes, we are working hard, but we always work hard in education. It doesn't matter if it's a 4 or a 5 days. So staff are positive, staff are excited, and we do make jokes about everybody would now want to work in Sharjah because we have that lovely long weekend.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic here as well, and should also bode well for schools in terms of cutting on costs as well, because when you have that day off, you got less buses running about. So for operations, it's absolutely fantastic. But another interesting thing as well is, do you think that more and more people will now get their kids to study in Sharjah instead because of this change, and you'll have more students in your school?
We are very fortunate. We're at full capacity at the moment, but I think it is amazing. I think it's going to be fantastic for parents, and especially parents who work in Sharjah. I'm also very aware that, many of my parents do work in Dubai, because our school is in Muaila and it's almost on the border of Sharjah and Dubai. So many of my parents do work in other Emirates. But as we found solutions during the pandemic when it was online learning, I know our parents will find solutions, and we will work together finding solutions for those parents who still work on a Friday morning. I just think it's going to be amazing for families. Research shows in countries like Iceland and Denmark that a 4-day week really boosts well-being, and that it does help families to spend quality time together. So I think, yes, it's going to be the first few weeks trying to find out what is the best, how to change the school run for the parents, or what to do if they work on a Friday morning. But we always find solutions. And I know in the long run, it's going to be amazing for families spending quality time together.
And I'm sure within GEMS and within other schools that you'll get more job applications now because they want to be teachers in Sharjah and potentially your school to have a shorter work week.
Yes, it's very exciting. But, we are very blessed. I've got wonderful teachers in my school and they've been there. My school is open now for 3 years and most of them have stayed and they're doing a fantastic job. But I really think for, teachers abroad that hear about this exciting opportunity, specifically in Sharjah and the whole of the UAE, I think we're so excited to have the 4.5-day week in other Emirates, but in Sharjah specifically having those 4-day week, working hard for 4 days and then relaxing for 3 days is going to be a wonderful opportunity for new teachers joining the Emirates.
Well, it's such a positive news to take back for everyone, the schools, students, teachers and parents as well. And we appreciate your time this morning. Albertha Huyser, who's the principal at GEMS Cambridge in Sharjah, and such a wonderful thought to take back. And I'm sure you're enjoying the winter holiday break at the moment.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity. And I wish all families a wonderful winter holiday, and we can't wait to start the new term with them.
Well, looking forward to that. Thank you very much for joining us. You were listening to Albertha Huyser, the principal at GEMS Cambridge in Sharjah, as we touched upon the 4-day work week. To catch this discussion on podcast, you can do so on SoundCloud and Apple Podcast, and just search for the Morning Majlis. We'll be right back after some more musical entertainment.
If you liked this episode of the Morning Majlis, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.
Bubbles.